It was an idea I had in 2017. I was watching the news and there was something I didn't understand and I went to Google it. And right away I was in the weeds. There was just this mountain of information to sift through. And I thought, what if there was a way that I could get not only concise answers to common questions, but get the answers from the elected officials themselves?
Because it will affect their brain development, and we don't want anything to harm them for their futures.
The United States spends an enormous amount in terms of foreign aid. In fact, it's less than 1% of the budget. But it is important that the priority needs to be at home, and the rationale for the expenditures we make overseas is to keep Americans safe.
People don't maybe know about, we've actually capped the amount of interest that one can be charged on their student loans during certain periods. We've also said that your repayment of your student loans based on the type of student loan that you have.
North Dakota just got a $9 million grant from the DOE, and it will be when it is completed.
Clean coal is a process as the agenda refers to the
carbon neutral coal mine in the entire world.
The very first bill I passed, first of all, I'm flabbergasted that as a freshman I've passed a bill that actually was signed by this president, but it was a bipartisan bill. I wanted to make sure I was working across the aisle.
My background is in public service. I was a former CIA officer. I worked overseas, undercover, collecting information to push back to lawmakers, the president, diplomats, to help inform the foreign policy that we were pursuing. And so for me, when I saw a lot of the
partisan environment, I don't think it just has to be bipartisan. I think it should be nonpartisan. We've got a system right now where the speaker controls way too much of the process, and this was true under Republicans, and it's true now under Democrats. And when you have a system that's that top-down, where one person controls so much of the process, what ends up happening is the people break along party lines. The speaker tries to control what amendments are voted on, and you can imagine the speaker tries to avoid taking difficult votes, putting things on the floor where members are going to have to choose in a way that might force them to cross party lines. So as a result, you have everyone just following the leader, following the speaker. The speaker controls a lot of the money that's raised in Washington, so the speaker can then use those dollars to influence members of Congress. If you don't stick with the leadership team on your side, then you're not going to get the cash to run your next election. You might get kicked off your committee. You might not get that chairmanship you want. So we have to break that cycle, and that's going to take really a revolution from the American people to speak up, to say we're not going to accept a system where it's run top-down. We want the House and the Senate to be deliberative bodies that reflect the will of the people.